Hi everyone. Um, I'm excited to offer this space in 2025 um, for the sacred feminine and the law. It is as much for me as for anyone that feels they'd like to join. Um, you know, I think what I feel most excited about and I have yearned for a long time is just approaching the field of law and justice from this feminine perspective, but not a feminine perspective that is just kind of more knowledge and words and um, ideas in the mind, but rather from a really authentically, deeply embodied feminine perspective. And I know that's an ongoing process for all of us. And I actually feel in law it is maybe more deeply challenging than for anyone else because we've, in addition to all the normal conditioning, been really forced up into our heads. And so I think we have to maybe make a double effort to deepen into our bodies, but I also find it very exciting. So, you know, I how do we do that? I wanted to ask you now how it feels in your body to approach the field of law and justice um, from a different perception of time and time that honors the cycles that we live in, the moon cycles and the planetary cycles and our own menstrual cycle, and that feels held in that our body feels held in these greater cycles of time, approaching law and justice from that feeling in our bodies. And rather than the feeling in our body that has been for so long working in law and justice from this linear, logical, disconnected sense of time, totally disconnected sense of time. And secondly, how does it feel in your body to approach law and justice from a different perception of what intelligence is, um, what intelligence is. Intelligence that acknowledges our body's intelligence, our knowing, our intuition, our womb, our 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 magical knowing, bringing that into law and justice, not only the mind's intelligence and the intellect, which of course is still there, but that is the only form of intelligence that we have been allowed to access in the realm of law and justice. And next, how does it feel in your body to approach the realm of law and justice using different tools? Tools like using astrology, astrological transits, working with an altar, um, using crystals, using tarot. These are just tools, and you may or may not resonate with using these tools. I'm still new. Well, astrology I have been working with for a long time, but the other tools, working with an altar, with crystals, with tarot, it's still very new for me. But my body loves it. It's just a tool that allows my body to open more to different ways of knowing. So, how is it to approach law and justice from using these types of tools? Um, yeah, I feel excited even just the idea of this. And so, yeah, rather than what we've learned to date, which is using tools like books, like other people's knowledge, and tools obviously like legislation and rules and regulations of the mind, and not to say that everything, it's about throwing everything else out, not at all, but I think we realize all these other tools and ways of knowing that we've been cut off from. And finally, I want to ask as well how it feels in your body to approach the realm of law and justice with a different perception of what the ultimate authority is for our laws and justice. We have learned that the ultimate authority is governments or courts of law, the highest courts of law, man-made sources of authority. But how does it feel in your body to accept that the ultimate authority for our laws and justice is the greater cosmic source of intelligence, the divine, the goddesses of justice? We all have a different sense of what that is for us, but I know you know what I'm talking about. And I think one of my threads into this path has been seeing Lady Justice in a new way, and I do think she holds a lot of mystery and clues for us women and those of us interested in a feminine path in law as to where the ultimate authority for our justice and legal worlds is. So yeah, I suppose I want to leave you with those, questions about how it feels in your feminine body to approach law and justice from those places. And another thing I wanted to say was, when I was preparing this container and typing, and writing, often I was finding I was typing scared feminine instead of sacred feminine. And I thought, yeah, that's interesting, because actually I feel like I have been a scared feminine working in law. My feminine body has just felt so anxious all the time for so long. And in fact, maybe that was the question, or the one of those, points in my life that I somewhere inside myself made this commitment that I wanted to feel deep peace and love in my core, because I could sense there was so much anxiety and fear working in law. And so I know, or I'm realizing, or there's a really deep sense in me that it does not have to be that way, that it's not truly that way. Law and justice does not have to vibrate with fear and being scared. So yeah, I love this flip from the scared feminine to sacred feminine. And yeah, the last thing I wanted to say was that really I feel this container in 2025 is for a listening space, and really to ask, what wants to come through now, and to listen to each other's voices. And it's a devotional space, really, to these energies that are coming through. And I'm really excited to see what we can stir together. And so, yeah, if you feel a response and you'd like to join, please do. And feel free to reach out to me with any questions. And the main kind of structure and the dates are all on the webpage, and you can find those there. So yes, look forward to talking to you all more soon.